Hello everyone, welcome to the Cognition mod, formerly known as Experience Obelisk. It's a technical mod designed to manage, store, and use experience as the main energy source for various machines and blocks. It lets you create massive storage systems and advanced collection mechanisms, making experience a resource you can use in automation and really interesting crafting process. The mod also adds new tools. We've got tons of different items and some new blocks we'll be checking out. But first, we need to understand how to get the mod. This mod came out 4 years ago. Again, it used to be called Experience Obelisk, and it has 16.5 million downloads. So to use it, we need to go to Files, Mod Loader, Forge, pick any version we want, or Neo Forge, okay? And we'll save it in a, well, click the 3 dots, get file, pick your version, hit Windows plus R, app data, roaming.minecraft, and save it in the mods folder. As you can see, it also needs GeckoLib, all right? Important stuff. GeckoLib is here under Relations, and Curious API is optional. Here in the description, the creator specifies that this project from version 1.18, between 1, 18.2 and 1.19.2, requires GeckoLib 3, and from 1, 20.1 onwards, GeckoLib 4. How do we know which GeckoLib version? Well, just go into GeckoLib, and here it says 4.8, so that's version 4. Okay? If you're watching this in the future, you can check what's required right here below, okay? Where it says this project requires. So with that, we can start using the mod without any issues. Alright, so to start the mod, we're going to need cognitive flux. This element here, which we'll have to craft. So how can we get it? Well, basically you combine lapis lazuli, nether quartz, soul sand, and soul soil. Well, or soul soil rather, okay? One of these two elements, and from there, we'll be getting 4 cognitive flux. This will also help us, for example, to get cognitive amalgam, which is simply by smelting cognitive flux, no problem. Or cognitive alloy, which is 4 cognitive amalgam and 1 copper ingot, okay? Or we can even use a molecular metamorpher to get cognitive alloy, cognitive crystal, okay? And different elements where we're definitely going to need cognitive flux, okay? So the only use for cognitive flux is either crafting through the molecular metamorph for these 2 elements, and experience, well, it consumes experience, or using it to smelt it directly and start crafting different key elements in the mod. Alright, how do you use the illuminated amulet? Well, this item is crafted with 3 string and a cognitive crystal, which we can make with an emerald, 4 cognitive amalgam, and well, there we have it, okay? So, as you can see, it appears inactive here. To activate it, we need to crouch and right-click while crouching, and this way, it's now active while it's in our inventory, okay? Theoretically, there it is. Its main function is to teleport and absorb all experience within a 6-block radius, merging the orbs for much faster absorption, okay? This, obviously, from the orbs that are nearby, okay? If I grab an experience bottle now, okay? And I take this experience bottle and throw the experience there, you'll see there are many experience orbs. So I'm not collecting them. Even if I throw them where I activated the amulet, you'll see it doesn't work either. So what's the trick? I get close here, all these orbs, there you see, have merged and I get them directly, okay? No, there's no process of slowly collecting the orbs and all that, okay? This, obviously, if we have the Curios mod, which is optional, we could be equipping it without any problem. Alright. How does the Experience Obelisk work? Basically, first of all, I'm going to show you how it's crafted. You craft it with a cognitive crystal, okay? We already know that cognitive amalgam comes from smelting cognitive alloy. And then we have the astute assembly, a bit more of the same cognitive alloy, which comes from this crafting here. And finally, that's it, right? We've got the 2 complicated craftings there. And this is the central artifact of the mod. It lets us store our experience by clicking, okay? We right click and there, for example, we could be storing, I don't know, plus 10 levels of experience. I don't know how much experience I have, huh? There it is. I've already stored everything there, okay? We can also withdraw experience 1 level at a time, 10 levels all at once while you're seeing it, right? And it also absorbs nearby orbs within a maximum radius of 5 blocks. That's why you're seeing it fill up little by little, because experience is being generated nearby. And also we can use redstone to turn item absorption on or off. And here, as you see in the settings, we can also modify the radius. I'm going to set it to 5. and the redstone right now says ignored, enabled, okay? Whatever we want or whatever we're looking for. In this case, as you see, it's not even close to being full, and it's going to keep filling. It'll fill automatically as experience gets generated around here. In fact, if I grab an experience bottle now and start throwing them, you'll see it drain all that experience, okay? 46,560, 46,940. So yeah, that's how this thing works. All right, how does the Staff of Attunement work? Well, the Staff of Attunement is crafted with the following recipe: 2 cognitive alloy, 1 cognitive crystal, and 1 cognitive amalgam. And basically, what it's used for is linking machines to the obelisk. So we would crouch and right-click to save the obelisk position. And then, if we wanted to use, say, the Molecular Metamorph, we'd crouch and right-click again, and it says block bounds to obelisk. And what's this for? Well, so that the experience used here, you see there 38 levels, which didn't show before, comes from the obelisk, okay? And the Staff of Attunement is how you link this experience element. Instead of needing the player or whatever, you do it this way. Also, as you can see, it's not for hitting, doesn't have enchantments, or... well, I don't think it has enchantments, actually. So really, it's only used for that. All right, so here we have the experience fountain. Let me show you first of all how to craft it. It's made with cognitive alloy, astute assembly, dropper, and redstone repeater. So what does it do, you might be wondering? First, it needs to be linked to the obelisk. You know, crouch and right click, then right click again. Oops, a bookshelf broke there, and now it's linked. I think we're too close to see how it works properly. So let's put it over here, there we go, and speed it up. Basically, what this does is if I stand on it, there it is, it gives me all the experience stored in the device. Let's set it to slow so you can see it giving me orbs one by one. If I speed it up, it gives me bigger orbs. If I set it to fast and if I set it to hyper, well, so that's what it does, okay? It lets the player receive experience from the experience obelisk. You can also control it with levers, okay, with redstone. So you'll see with redstone, there it is. It can be activated perfectly, okay? The user doesn't have to stand on it. All right, how can we get the Cognitium liquid? Well, the mod converts each experience point into 20 millibuckets of fluid called Cognitium. This greenish liquid behaves similarly to water, except it doesn't create currents that push entities. I'm going to test it. I'll place it down, and if I get inside, as you can see, it doesn't drag me. I can swim through it, though. I don't know if I'll drown. Let's see. I'm going to check. No, so I can breathe inside it. It's just kind of viscous, and that's it. So well, I guess you can't make an infinite source of this resource as expected. So how do you get it? Basically, you take your bucket, right-click on an experience source that's linked to the obelisk, the experience obelisk, and that's how we can get the Cognitium bucket without any problem. All right, how does the precision dispeller work? Well, as you can see, you get it by taking a grindstone, placing it on a smithing table, and adding a cognitive crystal with an astute assembly. The crafting is pretty unusual, but there you have it. That's how you make the astute assembly and the cognitive crystal. And what does it let us do? Well, it lets us remove specific enchantments from weapons and armor, giving us experience in return. Let's try it out. For example, let's grab protection ivor and some helmets, and we'll need an anvil, right? Otherwise, we won't be able to combine them. So now all these helmets would have protection ivor. We access this tool and put in the protection IV helmet, and as you can see, it says it's going to give us 3 levels of experience, which is 34 points. Tururu. Another cool thing it has is that with this, if we have a curse, we can also remove it. The thing is, it's going to cost us 30 levels of experience, okay? Also, as a small detail, I think this experience is being given directly to me, okay? Let's see if I've leveled up. Well, I think the experience obelisk is getting it because it's very close, but normally it would give it to me. Let's see. Okay, normally it would give it to me 100%. I'm going to do it farther away, but normally there, and there's the experience, okay? I don't know if you saw it. Well, now I'm level 5, huh? Leveled up. Okay, what we can do is take this and bind it if we want. We take the staff of attunement, okay? And having selected the obelisk while crouched, we can link it to the precision dispeller. And what's going to happen? Well, now if we need, for example, to take a helmet and remove the curse, the experience, for example, yes, I'll be able to do it because it comes from the obelisk, okay? So it's that simple. All right, how does the molecular metamorph work? Well, I'm going to show you the crafting done with cognitive crystal, an accelerator, okay? The accelerator is made as follows. It's also made with a smithing table, astute assembly, and basically by linking it to the experience obelisk with the staff, we can make it use the obelisk's experience. Okay? And now if we click, in fact, you'll see it has the 39 levels that the obelisk can have there. So what's interesting about this element? Well, what it's for is crafting, for example, taking cobblestone and a transforming focus. The transforming focus can be obtained by consuming 55 experience with a cognitive crystal, 4 metashards, nether core. We can also use this element to get gravel, which is a bit odd, or we could spend 50 levels to get an enchanted golden apple, for example. A feather, a cognitive crystal with emerald and cognitive flux, which is pretty good. And different super interesting elements that also let us, right, as we're seeing here, reduce the cost of certain very important items in the game, like the netherite you saw there, or even within the mod itself. All right, how can we use the linear accelerator? Well, the linear accelerator, the standard accelerator, this one here, these are movement blocks. When you land or walk on them, the machine will quickly push you in the direction it's pointing, okay? This one points forward, so it takes you that way. And you might say, what if I put 2? Well, if you put 2, watch this. Zoom, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. Got it. They don't grant increased jump height, okay? They won't give us a jump boost, but they are useful for creating fast conveyor belts for the player or for moving mobs, all right? Important. So theoretically, if I throw an item, it also goes that way. What I'd like to test is if I do this nothing, it just bounces to infinity and beyond, right? There it is. And if I place, for example, this like, so you'll see that, let's see, and zoom, whoops, you've lost your item. How far does it reach? Up to here. And we could also combine accelerators and jumps to launch ourselves forward. In this case, I'm too big, but let's see, I'm gonna try again. Tuku, let's see. Nope, I'm not getting it. Basically, you go here, you can also create a line, okay, to take you there at full speed. And, well, the usefulness of this in technical Minecraft is pretty good, right? I mean, I wish this existed. It's also true that it works a bit halfway when going so fast. There, as you see, the last accelerator, the last jump doesn't register because of how fast I'm going. Boom, there it is every now and then. But anyway, that's how they work, all right? The crafting recipes, as you see, the linear accelerator is kind of the same, but the accelerator is crafted this way. All right, so what does the Archiver's bookshelf do? And obviously the infected Archiver's bookshelf. Oops, it infected one with another. Interesting. Well, the Archiver's bookshelf basically has an enchantment power of 1.5 when used on an enchanting table. Theoretically, normally we'd need 14 bookshelves to enchant our table at max level, which is level 30. But as you can see, this bookshelf achieves it much sooner. If I'm not mistaken, it would be 15 points, and there we're already enchanting at level 30 with just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 bookshelves, okay? It's made with written books and planks. These books, we just have to take a book and write it ourselves, okay? A book and quill, it's called. So, well, on the other hand, I also wanted to show you this whisper glass, okay? I haven't mentioned this before with the accelerators, but it works kind of like ice, literally, and it has this casting here. And then, on the other hand, what does the infected Archiver's bookshelf do? Well, basically it says it slowly decays, giving experience orbs in the process, and lasts twice as long as an ordinary bookshelf. Interesting, huh? Let's see, 1 with 5. I don't really understand what it means by lasting twice as long. I mean, it seems like I can enchant as much as I want, and the bookshelves aren't really, well, honestly, I know. Wow, the enchantments that come up are crazy, huh? I don't know if all this was a coincidence. I think it was a coincidence, but I don't see them degrading either. Maybe they degrade over time. But anyway, we have this, okay? Just to tell you that as you've seen, one infected bookshelf will infect the others. Okay, here, for example, it's half and half. Look, that one got infected. See, they're going to get infected, and theoretically, they degrade as they give experience and finally turn into forgotten dust. Okay, the forgotten dust, well, you can make a block of forgotten dust or fluorescent agar or whatever you want, but it ends up turning into this once it's eliminated. All right, how do enchanted bookshelves work? Well, enchanted bookshelves are built using enchanted books, okay? Enchanted books, any type of book. And it's the most powerful variant, right? It offers double the enchanting power. Normally, a bookshelf would offer a power of 1.0, which means we'd need 15 bookshelves to enchant at the enchanting table at maximum level. However, with these bookshelves, we'll only need 7.5, okay? Or 8. Also, there's the infected variant, which slowly decays over time, dropping experience orbs in the process. It lasts twice as long and produces orbs with double the value of an ordinary bookshelf. This is interesting because I don't know if this means that an ordinary bookshelf can generate experience. Right, I've only seen it with normal shelves, with infected shelves, and well, the infected ones, by the way, I haven't mentioned it, but it came out with the BIBLIOPHAGE, okay? BIBLIOPHAGE that gets infected and all that. It doesn't have much more. See how the infected ones drop experience? But the normal ones don't, so, well, debate more than settled, huh? There we have it. Look at all the experience these have been dropping. And it's not little, huh? I mean, I'm level 21. Look at how much I can level up just by peeking here for a moment. And let's go there. Those I just placed, so you can really see how much experience they can give me. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, there we have it, almost 25 levels, right? 25, 26. And I'm leveling up in moments. 27, 28, boom. I mean, imagine the experience these things give us just from crafting them. Right, so here we have the BIBLIOPHAGE, and you're probably wondering how this thing works. First off, it's crafted with cognitive crystal, primordial assembly, and cognitive amalgam. So what does it do? Well, basically, it's a parasitic entity that you use by right-clicking on any normal bookshelf. If we go to a bookshelf and right-click, as you can see, it becomes infected. If I grab a normal bookshelf so you can see it, it'll also turn into an infected bookshelf. What this does is slowly lose durability, and as the BIBLIOPHAGE devours the block, it generates experience orbs until it breaks completely. Earlier, as you saw, I came by here real quick to collect the experience it drops, and I shot up to level 30 in no time. The amount of experience that enchanted bookshelves give us, which are the highest level ones, is pretty significant. Right now I'm at level 35. Even these other ones that were 1.5 also give us a pretty crazy amount of experience. I mean, I just went from level 35 to level 40. That's a ton of experience levels. So if we have some optimized way of getting these bookshelves, using a BIBLIOPHAGE can be really useful. I'm also going to check if the BIBLIOPHAGE gets consumed when you use it. And yep, see? One good thing is if you already have one infected bookshelf, the others will start infecting themselves, see? So you really wouldn't need that many more. Okay, as you can see, look, there it goes. It started to spread, and if we look inside, they're pretty infected too, right? I've been stacking some up so we can see it. So look how everything starts getting infected in a moment, huh? So it's pretty profitable for us. All right, how do you get this item, the Forgotten Dust? Because it seems you can't craft it in any way, and basically it says dropped by bookshelves. The infested bookshelves will give it to us after being broken to 100% or worn down to 50%. In my experience, the 50% wear thing hasn't happened for me. Simply when they wear out to 100%, that's when they give us the experience. That's what I've experienced. Alright, so here we have the different AGAR blocks, and I'm going to explain a bit about how each of these works, okay? First, we start with fluorescent agar, which is made with fluorescent jelly and forgotten dust. The jelly is made from sugar and any type of berry or element, as you can see, any fruit, really. And it says, can be consumed instantly, good for digestion. That's the tip they give us. And so from that, we get fluorescent agar, which is a nutritious jelly block. And then we can infect it. Okay, as you see, using the BIBLIOPHAGE, and we can get nutrient agar. This one, it says, is an infected block that doesn't wear out and has a small infection percentage. Important, we need to right-click with a BIBLIOPHAGE 4 times, okay, to get this effect. Let's see, I'm going to try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. So every second we have a 0.5% chance of infecting an adjacent bookshelf block north, south, east, west, okay? And this way, we'd automate the use of getting the bibliophage, right? So if I take this element now and bring bookshelves closer, there's a chance these bookshelves become experience generators. Then, on the other hand, we have the nutrient agar, the insightful agar, which is basically crafted, as you'll see, by processing nutrient agar with honeycomb panel, glowstone dust, and there we have it. It also doesn't decay, and its function is to reduce the spawn delay of experience on surrounding bookshelves, granting more experience over time. It doesn't specify how many blocks. Well, as you see, it also costs 20 experience, that is 20 experience levels, 550. Doesn't specify how long, huh? So yeah, well, I understand it'll simply give us more. The radius isn't specified either, that's sorry. And then we have the extravagant agar, which is made by taking the nutrient agar with calcring matrix and 4 phantom membranes. The calcring matrix is made this way. And basically what it does is, it's an infectious block that boosts the orb value of surrounding bookshelves, meaning it increases the value of experience orbs generated by nearby bookshelves and has a 2% chance each second of infecting adjacent blocks, strongly affecting north, west, and so on. Also, as a fun fact here, of course, the extravagant agar, could be used to contaminate a fluorescent agar with a nutrient agar, but also to get, as you can see, any type of infected bookshelf. So yeah, this would be like the best of all, right? If we had different generators, well, this is the best, the top tier, what we want to have. At no point is the lifespan of the bookshelves mentioned, so I understand they simply consume faster and give more experience. So yeah, there it is. Alright, how does Poseidon's flask work? Well, this flask is a liquid utility tool that when you use it, it instantly places a water block at the selected location, okay? It's crafted with water, kelp, and such. I'm going to switch to survival. We right click, and there, as you can see, it places water, and we have like an infinite water source there. As you can see, it consumes experience, alright? It's slowly consuming my experience. I don't know how much experience. I don't know if it says. That'd be nice. No, it doesn't say how much. But anyway, it's a way to get infinite water in case we need it. Well, infinite, no, finite. But, I mean, experience is an infinite resource. So, water too. But, yeah, you get it, right? Alright, so here we have the Flask of Hades. The Flask of Hades is another fluid manipulation tool. When you use this flask, it places a lava block directly in the world, okay? And obviously it's also going to consume experience. I'm pretty sure it consumes way more experience than the Flask of Poseidon. Plus, it seems like it has a longer cooldown. But it's also true that lava is way more powerful than water because water, well, you place a water bucket, okay? But lava you can collect and use as fuel. In fact, it'd be cool to even use this item as infinite fuel, right? The crafting goes like this. Lava, 2 nether bricks, hyperglass, whisperglass, and primordial assembly. So it's not a very expensive craft either, huh? 15 experience levels and that's about it, huh? I mean, it's not a very complicated craft, honestly. And I think it's a really good item. Well, let me tell you, this block, the extravagant agar, makes a huge difference, huh? It makes a huge difference, huh? I mean, the experience difference it gives is insane. Alright, now let's move on to the Flask of Chaos. This is something else entirely, and basically if we look at the recipe, it's made with a bucket, obsidian, and so on. And what does it do? Well, the Chaos Flask has a destructive function for fluids. When you use it, it will erase or eliminate any targeted liquid block, no matter what liquid it is, okay? Let's try it out. Right click, it costs me some experience there, and it's going to be removing the liquid, well, not collecting it, just eliminating it. It's a shame it doesn't work in an area. I think that would be much more interesting because, as you can see, removing just one block at a time, unless you're planning to drain the nether, I'm not really sure what other use it has. I mean, you have to think that this is taking up inventory space. It's not like it's actively removing things automatically or anything. I don't know. I really don't know what use this could have for you, honestly. I'm trying to think here, you know. Maybe if you're underwater, to breathe indefinitely. All right, let me try this out. Yeah, that might be a bit broken. Okay, I like it. I like the idea infinite breathing. Okay, that's one use. And the other would be draining the nether. Don't see much else. Well, not too bad, huh? Not too bad. Look, if you're an experienced player, you don't really need this for those two things I just mentioned, because a lava bucket, if you want to use it multiple times, you just place it and pick it back up from the same block. I mean, I have the lava bucket, I place it, I'm in survival. Oh, there's lava, remove it. So I place my lava and pick it up. They're done, okay? So, not really, I don't know, an item without much use. Not sure if I showed the crafting. It's this one here. And well, there you have it. All right, so here we have the bottle of daydream. The bottle of daydream. Let's check out the recipe. It's made with a bottle of enchanting or experience, a dandelion and a poppy. And basically it's a consumable that affects sleep stats. And when you drink it, it resets the insomnia counter to 0 as if we had slept. Okay, it even gives us night vision. So pretty interesting, huh? Which obviously prevents phantoms from spawning. A chicken just fell in here. Yeah. A chicken accidentally just ended up here in the shot. If you rewind the video, you'll see it. Look, there it goes. Bye, little chicken. Okay, so that's what the bottle does. Usefulness. I mean, the problem is this isn't infinite, right? You drink it and then you lose it. You drink it and then it's gone. I don't know. The world would have to be pretty hardcore to use this. I mean, maybe you're playing a mod pack where phantoms are super dangerous and you can't sleep, or you're... Oh, wait, or maybe it's designed for servers where you can't sleep, but you can drink this. That's fair, makes sense. Okay, I get it now. On multiplayer servers, this bottle actually makes a lot of sense to prevent phantoms from spawning. Yeah, okay. I buy it. Alright, so here we have the nightmare bottle. The bottle of nightmare. It's made with a bottle of enchanting, any type of nether vine, and any type of nether fungus too. And it has the opposite effect of the daydream bottle, the nightmare one. Basically, if you drink it, what happens is, as you can see, it gives us that darkness for a few seconds, and it pretty much guarantees the immediate appearance and attack of phantoms at our location. So the daydream bottle works by resetting the day counter when you sleep in a bed. Starting from the third day, phantoms start to appear. So I figure if you drink the nightmare bottle, just like the daydream takes you to day 0, so phantoms don't spawn, the nightmare bottle takes you to, I'm guessing here, day 30, so the maximum number of phantoms spawn, right? Or at least that's what it should do, right? Based on the descriptions, I mean. So yeah, that's how it works. All right, so here we have the mending neurogel, the repair neurogel. Let's see, you craft it with 4 blobs of mending neurogel, or with calcarine matrix, a fluorescent jelly, and 15 experience levels, or we can get the blob. No, that's it. Okay, what does it do? The blob doesn't seem to have any use. Honestly, kind of pointless, right? The blob is useless. Well, the mending neurogel is an equipment maintenance item, and we can use this gel directly in an anvil to completely restore the durability of any damaged tool, weapon, or armor. Very, very interesting, honestly. In exchange for 15 experience levels, right? Which is what it costs to craft it, just so you know. I'd also like to take this chance, since I'm here, to show you a bit of the tools, which, as you can see, there are many, and the armor. So we can all see how much protection these items are going to give us. And as you can see, they're going to give us a 9-point tool. We've got the sword here, the shovel, the pickaxe, the axe, okay? The sword hits like a diamond sword, but as you see, it has an extra block of reach, okay? For example, right now I can reach there, okay? Right now I can't reach there, but if I equip the sword, I can, okay? The shovel gives us +1, +1, all +1, all +1, even the lighter, okay? Normally I can't reach there, but with the lighter now I can. Even the fishing rod, how would that work? I mean, you cast farther. The bow also has 25% projectile speed and 40% projectile accuracy. So what happens? Does the projectile redirect, or... Let's see, for example, this donkey, I'm going to try to miss, and it seems like it does, huh? Let's see, I'm missing on purpose. Let's see if I shoot it close, okay? Wow, the bow does a ton of damage, huh? That's definitely true, right? I mean, 2 arrows killed a skeleton. Oh wait, a donkey. Let's see, I can one-shot a sheep. It's not enchanted. Yeah, one-shot it. All right. And a cow that has a bit more health. Let's see. The cow too. Does it have a bit more health? Also, watch this, but how much damage does this do? How much health does a horse have? Let's see. Oof, this one. Okay, a full bar and 3 hearts. Let's go over there. All right, you, come here. Well, I took off 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Well, there you have it, okay? Just to comment on this final part here. All of this is obviously crafted with cognitive alloy and astute assembly. So yeah, hey, with this, we've pretty much covered this whole mod, okay? It's a mod from 4 years ago. Very, very interesting. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Look, here you can see how these bookshelves are crafted. And yeah, see you in future videos.